finally, part 3. I've come across another possible option. I've never tried these before. I bought these off eBay. They were about 40 bucks. It looks pretty sturdy. These did not come with instructions, so I'm assuming that this piece is going to drop in here like that. Thus, here's the trusty DRZ, which we're all familiar with. And we're going to look under here. There they are. Let's get the bike up on the stand. So this is a 17 for these two. And if you haven't seen my other videos, you will also be able to see here how you just replace these lowering links if you want to replace them. We're going to take this off. Or not. Okay. I had this problem last time. I need a breaker bar. There we go. Woof. Okay, there we go. Don't pull the bike onto yourself. There we go. Okay. You do want to make sure that the suspension is unsprung. So I can turn the wheel right now without any problems, so it's off the ground. So this should just pull right off, which it did. Now, in my other video, I re-lubricated all this stuff. And you also want to be careful because there's washers. So there's a washer in here and there's a washer in there. So do be careful of that. Sometimes they stick. These guys stayed in here. Now this side, I wonder if I can just loosen that up a little bit. Just turn it. There we go, see that? See if I can take some of the pressure off. There we go. Oh, and this one, you have to take the bolt out between the chain and then drop the link down. Voila. So, you see that fall down? I gotta put that in. Don't want those coming out. They're important. There's that washer that wants to come out of there. Here's the original. Here's the one I tried before. So this one, we're gonna find somewhere in between. Maybe this one will be like right here or so. So we'll get these set up and then we'll put them on the bike. Feed the bolt over the chain, through the link. Oh. Uh-oh, I might have a problem. Oh, son of a... Time out. Oh, wow. Well, we've come across a problem here. So, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm confused. More to come. That's not, I can already tell that's not going to work. There's too much bolt showing through here. Oh, and the thing hits the damn bolt anyway. Oh, God. Okay. I have spoken with the seller on eBay about these and showed them some pictures of how things didn't fit. And they said they didn't recognize the problem, but they offered to give me half my money back and then I can figure out how to make them work. So here's my thought. I'm going to drill these out to make this slide all the way over this. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the back. So it'll be like that. Now, if I do that, that will cause the link to be a little further away from the shock linkage, and I should have clearance now for this piece. And as luck would or would not have it, this is my biggest drill bit. It's too small. Okay. So here we go. Okay, just had to get the rat tail file involved there just to kind of smooth her out a little. And there we go. All right. 3 more to go. And voila. 4. And by the way, these things, forget it. All right, well, I can already see that there is the thread is practically at this edge. So this is not going to work. Here's what I figured out. I had to make a spacer. This is just a piece of pipe I found, and I just cut a piece that's the right width, and I'm going to slip it on here. So, whoop. And then you can see now, maybe, that the thread is now not too far out. Uh-oh, feels tight, but it's loose. I might need one more washer on the... Yep, that's the end. We're going to put this spacer in here and then put the nut on. Another spacer. Been very busy with the hacksaw today. Oops. Okay. And then we'll put this one on. This nut. Little interference here. But as long as it's the flat side, then it doesn't touch. Okay. Got a little play in the barrel. That's good. So there you go, just some fine tuning, and then we'll tighten, we'll need to tighten these guys down with a bigger wrench. Okay, bike's on the ground and I sat on it, and yep, it's lower. All in all, I think pretty reasonable installation here. So we'll take it out for a ride and see how it goes. So the initial height here, and it is too low, is 15 inches. So I'm going to take it to 14 1/4. I was unable to move these, so I'm just going to loosen everything up and we'll take it from there. Six and a half. So I'm going to go to 6 3/8. So I tightened the reverse thread and I marked it so I know which side's reverse thread. Then tighten that up. And I'm leaving this one loose. I've made the measurement. I'm leaving this one loose, and I'll tighten it when I get it on, when I get this tightened on the bike. The spacers I made, I don't think they worked that well. It was just to try them. So now I got to be more serious about these spacers. So I'm going to measure the stack and then try to figure out spacers. And then I'll take a measurement here. Holy cow! Almost exactly an inch. So I divide that by 4, and each one is 1/4 of an inch. Well, after considerable searching, I went to Home Depot and looked around, couldn't find anything. I dug up an old aluminum spacer for an alternator that I had. It is exactly the right width, believe it or not. So I cut it into 4 1/4-inch pieces and drilled it so that it would fit. And now I got good spacers. Put a little grease on the spacer. Pop it in here. Look how perfect that fits. Ooh. Okay, then we'll put the nut on. Tighten it up. So the spacer takes up the gap. Now I can make this nut tight. Now let's see how we did. 14 1/4. Perfect. Now we just ride it and hope it doesn't rub. It's better, but it is still rubbing a little. Okay, here we are back in the garage. We took the links off the bike. All of that setup now works perfectly. The suspension is still too low. I tried backing these off all the way. Nope. So I actually had to grind a little off of here. See, this one's nice and thick. So we'll put them back on the bike, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think it rubbed. I don't think it rubbed. Okay, it rubbed a tiny bit, but that was a big hit. Should I excuse it? Since my feet barely touch the ground now, this is just going to have to be good enough. The new links are only 1/8 of an inch longer than the original Suzuki links. I'm kind of overweight, so I can always lose some weight, and that should help. Also, my rear tire is kind of worn out, so I'm going to replace it with a 120/80 versus a 120/90. See if that tiny difference helps. See you next time. Thanks for watching.